right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Highs again toward the end of December, mid-50s, low 60s. How long this lasts, if we'll stay this warm through Christmas, and when we expect cold air to settle finally back in.
Showing the Christmas spirit, not just on the big screen.
I just know as a parent how hard Christmas can be, and we just hope to be able to do more and more and give back even bigger next year.
How a St. Charles movie theater is giving back this holiday season. But first, more fallout from what some are calling a divisive decision from the Francis Howell School Board.
Students need to see themselves. They need to see people who are different than themselves in their classrooms. They need to learn about what the real world is like now, what it's been like in the past. How did we get to where we are today?
A deeper look at school leaders' decision to remove Black history electives for students. And we'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first we begin with breaking news just into our newsroom. Just minutes ago, 5 on your side confirmed a man missing out of St. Louis County is now in police custody in Wisconsin. 31-year-old Trenton Ivy was reported missing on December 20th. He was last seen with 29-year-old Marquisha Williams in North St. Louis. And now we've learned he's no longer missing. He's in custody. We've reached out to the Racine County Sheriff's Office, that's in Wisconsin, to find out if Williams was with Ivy when he was arrested. Ivy is being charged with, the suspect is being charged with use of a dangerous weapon, resisting an officer, and fleeing from an officer. This story is just breaking. We will keep you updated as we get more details. Tonight, a divide over the Francis Howell School Board's decision to strip Black history electives from the curriculum. While some call it a win for the district, others say it's divisive. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings is getting new reaction, including from a St. Charles councilman.
To not allow students to see themselves in their classrooms, to not have their history, their work, their past, their families, their people represented in their classrooms. That's what this is about.
It's a fallout over the future.
Let them learn!
Emotions run high after the Francis Howell School Board decided to drop 2 Black-related electives from its curriculum at 3 of its high schools.
These courses were put in place to teach students about Black history, Black literature, that prepares them to be better workers in the workforce, to be better, more empathetic, compassionate humans.
Walker, a former student, says she didn't feel that unity on campus.
I experienced a lot of racist incidents when I was at Francis Howell North, so I chose to go to St. Charles Community College instead.
St. Charles County Councilman Mike Elam says the move could be a better way to see success in schools.
It's probably better pursued at a college level than it is at a high school level, because today in public education, we really need to focus on core development.
Statements from board members indicate it's not the history they want to get rid of, but the place where it's coming from, which is the social justice standards developed by the Southern Poverty Law Center. The board cites it teaches through a more, quote, social justice framework. Dr. Willie Francois weighed in on that notion.
Despite our racial identifications, despite our class backgrounds, to learn Black history is to learn a fuller story of the American project, and it invites us into being a part of making this a more perfect union. If that's turning people into activists, I guess I'm okay with that.
That perfect union, many agree everyone's experiences should exist in.
Because the real world is diverse.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
We've reached out to the Southern Poverty Law Center to get their response to the board's concerns about their work. We're waiting to hear back. University City Police investigating a deadly shooting at a Circle K. Police showed up to Hanley and Olive just after 2 this afternoon. Witnesses say they heard gunshots and then saw a white Buick sedan drive away, heading west on Olive. The victim died at the hospital. Anyone with information should call 866-371-TIPS. A founding member of the country band Dixie Chicks has died. The Texas Department of Public Safety says Laura Lynch was killed in a car crash. Authorities say she was involved in a head-on collision on US 62 just west of the town of Cornudas in Texas. Current members of the band say they're shocked and saddened. Laura Lynch was 65 years old. Israeli attacks have killed more than 200 people over the last 24 hours in Gaza. According to the Ministry of Health there, more than 20,000 people have been killed in the region since October. And this follows the United Nations approval of a resolution to give more humanitarian aid to Gaza. The resolution called for a pause in the fighting, but not a full ceasefire. It passed with 13 votes in favor and 2 abstaining. One of those abstaining votes came from the United States. For the latest on the war and those impacted by it, text the word Israel to 314-425-5355. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a look at your weather first forecast. Meteorologist Gary Frank, hard at work tracking the latest. Hey there, Gary.
Hey, good evening, Brent. Pretty nice evening. Once again, it's still warm, and even at this hour, it's some 10 to 12 degrees warmer than we should be for our daytime highs. That's how significantly warm it is. And, you know, here at 10:05, you look, and Edwardsville doesn't have much fog or anything like that, but overall, there are some spots that the visibility has dropped as we look at those specific numbers. A quarter of a mile in Litchfield, half a mile in Flora, a quarter of a mile in Perryville. And there are some other spots that are limited. This is more on the Metro East side, and this is where the dense fog advisory is. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe that extended, but just keep in mind, I think there are going to be some spots overall on the Metro East side that deal with some fog right now. Temps in the mid-50s, like I said, 54. That's 12 degrees above where we should be. And this is the system we're tracking. It's off to our southwest. This is where we're starting to see that air in the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma. That's going to be responsible for rain, but it's a while away, and I still don't think we're going to see rain overnight or through most of the day tomorrow. And that's what we'll highlight as we time out that system, how it impacts on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and when we'll finally see some cooler air settle in.
All right, well, looking forward to that, Gary. Well, we first told you about the St. Andrews Cinema reopening in St. Charles after it was severely damaged in a fire. Now, weeks later, the locally owned movie theater is taking the season of giving to heart, leading a coat drive for the community. Annie Krall shows us the meaning of Christmas both on and off the big screen.
You know, we used to have people in here sleeping at night, and we would come in to work on the place and they'd be in here. So hopefully we can make an impact in their life and give them something warm, give them something to eat, make a friend out of them, make them feel welcome, you know, and maybe change their life.
With Christmas just around the corner, St. Andrews Cinema in St. Charles has already donated toys to 15 different families. Plus,
for people who might not be able to keep themselves warm around a fire this year, St. Andrews Cinema has a solution. Right here on this stage, there's going to be a local comedy show to have laughs and also raise awareness about the community and those who might need the most help.
We're doing a clean family comedy show for Christmas with a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful part to it. It's also a winter clothing drive. There are way too many people right in our own neighborhood who don't have a hat or a scarf or just some gloves.
Saturday's comedy show offered $5 off the $25 ticket for bringing in a donation, already giving away about 50 coats.
For the homeless community out there, we know how cold it gets here in Missouri in the winter, so there's a lot of places down in the city, but to be able to have like a centralized location to help in St. Charles County, yeah, super important.
After it caught fire in 2019, this theater was abandoned, with homeless folks living inside.
The new owners have come in and said, we want to be altruistic, we want to give back, we're going to be community orientated. They have not even made $1 yet, and they've already given away tons of stuff in this whole week. That's the heart, that's the spirit.
Whether it's watching Frozen 2 or other holiday movies this week and next, they've had success with $1 movies on Wednesdays. Coming soon, $2 Taco Tuesdays, starting January 2nd. Reporting in St. Charles, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
And if you're interested in donating coats for that drive, they will go to the homeless. The movie theater is closed tomorrow and on Christmas, but you can drop off coats inside every day when they're open until the end of the year.